Islam, 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 Islam. What I mean, we're live. We live now. We start now. All right. Good, good. Assalamu alaikum. Beta Makem. Coming to the light. All right. I had to do it. Rush out of the bathroom. All right, good. Now, last week, I didn't get a chance to complete the lesson on the cross, tau, diameter. You know, we spent last 15 minutes of it was pretty much a rush job. So I'm going to do some review on that and give you some expanded information. I'm going to give you a couple articles. Right. Just lost it. I have it. Ancient structure. Right. Niometer. Nilometer, for those who are listening. That's the name of that's the main title. Ancient structures used to measure the level of River Nile. Ancient, you can Google this. Niometer. Ancient structures used to measure the level of River Nile. So that's one. Just give you another one here. Ancient device for determining taxes discovered in Egypt. Ancient device for determining taxes discovered in Egypt. Is actually going to give you the mathematical use of it. All right, I'm going to explain. It's coming from Water History, waterhistory.org. Waterhistory.org. This is a very good article. And even this article talks about how the Europeans use. All right, I want to explain. The niometer, what I first thought last year was that the niometer was something that could be carried, and actually, but which is not the case. The niometer or cross or tau is a fixed structure. It's a fixed structure, and it actually extends all the way down to the Nile River. It actually extends all the way down, and it actually was in, and it closed on the river. They would have a type of building structure. So there's a fixed structure that actually extended all the way down to the river, and then the bar that's across that they call the cross, the horizontal bar. The horizontal bar is at the top. All right, so you have your horizontal bar at the top. Now there's ridges. All right. Well, the cubic feet, and then there's also an entrance on both sides, where you could actually go in, and so you can actually see because the record keeping was done. So you had record keeping that was done for a couple of thousand years. So the Europeans have used this knowledge of record keeping on water levels that we did thousands of years ago. All right, so there is a this article here on the waterhistory.org talks about the extensive record keeping that was done. So this niometer that they call the cross today, though they have the bars here on some, and far here on others. So what I'm doing here, as I did last week, is attempting to demystify this. This doesn't belong to the Europeans. Those crosses that you see on churches, on people's cars, on people's T-shirts, hats, earrings, watches, rings, necklaces. That is simply a water measuring device. That's it. That's it. It's not a symbol of worship. The reason why people are worshiping, as I said last week, because the knowledge of its origin has been lost. That's all. And has been misrepresented as something that's to worship. Yes. This night I'm going to talk about the function of it. No. I'm about the function. I'm just talking about its use to measure the water levels of the Nile River. This was important. This was the Nile River was the survival of the Nile Valley. There were times where the Nile River flooded, other times when it didn't. If it reached 12 cubits, between 12 cubits may represent starvation. All right? 24 cubits represents a flood. So there's soot that's at the bottom. And when it flooded, the soot or black mud that is high in nutrients would rise to the surface and fertilize the Nile Valley. That's important. Today, there's the Europeans that they call the Egyptians, Europeans, they call the Egyptians, all right, built a dam there. So no, doesn't, because of the dam, all right, doesn't flood anymore. So that creates what? Starvation. This is, and so you had this, that knowledge of keeping, of record keeping was used, is used today by Europeans. That's what that article talks about in the water history. Yeah, waterhistory.org. Waterhistory.org. July 4th, which is your holiday. All right? This is the Egyptian New Year. This calendar of 365 days. The 365 days is the cycle of Sirius. Sirius rises along with the sun. It's called the helical rising. Helical means pertaining to the sun, where the sun and Sirius are 0 degree or conjunction, which is 0 degrees of separation. On July 4th, or around thereabouts, in April, for a period of 70 years, it's in what's called the duat, or behind the sun, so it can't be seen for a period of 70 years. It's called the duat, all right? So there's been rituals, different allegories, ceremonies that's been done to celebrate this. But what's happening is that the knowledge and origin of these ceremonies and rituals have been lost. So they've been what? Mystified. You know, oh yeah, my religion, you know, the symbol of my religion is the cross. You know. No, they don't. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, but what I thought, until I got more knowledge in reading these several articles, is that I thought the neometer or cross was something that was actually carried and actually stuck into the knot. No, it's a permanent structure. This structure was actually built and extending all the way down to the ground, the bottom of the Nile River, all right, because it's a measurement device. And then there was an area where the water would enter into, and then there's steps, steps here where you could climb up so that you could see, you could read the levels. All right? So this is a permanent structure. All right, so that's what I gave. So that's the water method, waterhistory.org. I gave you two others. So I just want to, empower you because the Europeans have. Let me say this. Someone emailed me over a year ago. I'll say that over a year ago. A sister. About a year and a half ago, a sister emailed me, and she said to me that because, and I got to clear this up, which is fine. I love it. Because I teach that our people are Christians, I'm going to sell out to this Moorish movement. And let me clear it up. Because I teach that Moors are Christians, I am a sellout to this Moorish movement. So since I've been called a sellout to this Moorish movement, RVBey got to clearly show that he's not a sellout to this Moorish movement. All right? She said that, I'm serious. So she emailed me. All right? I love it, though. I love it. I love it. So it gives me a chance to clear it up. All right? All right, let me clear it up. All right. I love it. I love it, y'all. I love it. Feel free to call me a sellout anytime you want. All right? But y'all got so now you call me what? You call me anything you want. You got to prove it. I won't be upset, but I will call you to the table to prove it. All right? All right, so you have, all right, Christian. The Europeans have legalized words. They have legalized words that have an cosmological and astronomical meaning and application. They've taken words out of its historical ancient application and applied a modern connotation and legalized it. All right? The Europeans have created this term, native, the United States occupying power, have created this term, Native American. So I'm just giving you examples. So let's first, so you understand what I'm talking about. So let's look at Native American. Native American. The United States colonial power adds the word native to the name American. Thereby, they also legalized the term in 1974. It's called the Native American Act of 1974. The Native American Act of 1974. Now, they have not, the United States colonial power has not legalized the name American. They have not legalized the name American, but they have created the term Native American by adding the word native to American and legalized it under a federal act called the Native American Act of 1794. But there is no legalization from the colonial powers of the name American. There's no federal statute. There's no federal statute. Find it, show it to me. That gives a legal meaning and application for the name American. There's no federal statute that reads American shall mean United States citizen. So someone says to you, I'm not off the subject, I'm showing you, we're talking about the legalization of words, all right? Because they have legalized, and you got other colonial powers, there's nations that have legalized the word Jew, they've legalized the word Christian, and legalized the word Muslim. All right? This is different parts of the world. All right? So someone says to you, yeah, an American is a United States citizen. Can you show me the federal statute? There is no statute. No, you would ask them. No, you don't say that. They said that American and United States citizen one and the same. So you would ask them. You don't tell them. You ask them to give you the federal statute. That's all. What are you talking about? Give me the federal statute. Quote the federal statute. Am I writing it down? Where's it? Quote the federal statute. So why haven't the United States colonial power legalized the name American? Yes, legalized. They created the term Native American and legalized it, but not the name American. My question is, why didn't the United States colonial power legalize the name American?
Because they put native in front of it. It's the same but different. It's different but the same. According to
All right.
Well, they can't because we're already people. I mean, we exist. I'm thinking the native American was legalized on paper, but we already exist. They can't because we are Americans.
Because United States of America is in
I gotta get close to y'all because I got people who are listening. I gotta be able to hear y'all. Say it again.
Because America, United States of America is within the Americas. America is a country within a country.
All right. And what else? Because we are in America, as you said. What about this? That there will be challenge on it. I'm not talking about by us. I'm talking about by American republics, i.e. Mexico, i.e. Brazil, i.e. El Salvador, i.e. Costa Rica. What about that? What about that?
Because there are people online asking why do the people in the United States refer to themselves as Americans? That's just they're the only people that can refer to themselves as Americans.
The brother said that's true because there are people online that are raising questions about why does the people, as he's in the Moorish territory, falsely called the United States. He didn't say that, but all right, falsely called the United States. All right, saying that they are Americans, or that they are the only people to say that they claim to be Americans. That's what the brother raised. All right. All right. Right on. I love it, brother. All right, anyone else? You raise your hand. Did you raise your hand? Yes.
Governors and mayors, what's their status? I know they're not U.S. citizens. Or are they?
When governors and mayors and stuff. Governors, mayors, and
Politicians.
What's their status? You know, what's their nationality?
Yeah, but
I'm asking.
The United States, like United States citizens or whatever, 14 million people, I know that's not what they are.
You say, Go ahead. Once they take
the oath to be in the government or politics or whatever, they got to give it. They call that the residency. They got to renounce that or give it up or something like that.
Once they take their oath on what? Be more.
What I mean is that.
No, don't, please. Once they take the oath on what?
From the Constitution, right?
I'm asking you.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is.
No. Let's speak. So you're talking about so once they take the oath on the Constitution, all right, go ahead.
They denounced the United States citizenship, 14th Amendment citizenship, correct? I'm not sure.
Which is not a true citizenship of any government.
No. So I'm asking, what are they?
Because the true citizen of the Moorish government would be Moorish citizens. Yeah, Hillary Clinton would be a Moorish citizen if you're talking about true citizenship. All right? Remember, all right. All right. Let me explain. Because the United States is not a country. The United States is not a government. So if one claims to be a citizen of the United States, one is not claiming to be citizen of a country or nation or government. Abdullah, how are they getting it off? We are asleep in mass numbers. So the United States colonial power is exercising your moral sovereignty. And they naturalize people. They import, the colonial power imports, exports, which is your power. Naturalization, which is your Moorish power. Negotiating treaties, which is your Moorish power. Legislating laws, which is your Moorish power. Executing law, which is your Moorish power. Making laws, which is your Moorish power. Interpreting laws, which is your Moorish power. All right? So they're exercising they're functioning your Moorish government. So they are functioning government duties and powers, yours. All right? They're not functioning. All right, naturalization is not a power of a corporation. It's about the power. It's about naturalization, not a power of a corporation. Naturalization is the power of a government, in this case, the Moorish government. You have a colonial power that's sitting in your seat. So when you see C-SPAN, that's why I have to clear it up. So when you watch C-SPAN and you see the House of Representatives, that's right. We're watching C-SPAN, the House of Representatives. So you see 435 seats. And you see all these Europeans, some of us sprinkled in there. 95 and over 95% Europeans. So you got 435 seats in the House. All right? Now, those who are sitting in those seats belong to or represent the United States. The seat is not United States. The seat, the actual seat. When you watch the C-SPAN, so you see all these 435 seats. The power that they're exercising is not United States power. The power that they're exercising is Moorish power, Moorish sovereignty. They're sitting in your seat. All right, they're watching C-SPAN. We're watching the Senate. 100 seats in the Senate. Same thing. You have over 90%, 95% Europeans, right? Sitting in these seats, the Senate, right? So, but the the senators, who are substitute wazirs, those European senators are substitutes, all right? Now this one thing, because I can't do it in 1 minute. I can't do it in 1 minute. I can't. It's not logical. I gotta, so you can clearly understand. All right? The European senators. All right? The Europeans substituted, right? Wazir, W-A-Z-I-R, V-I-Z-I-R, V-I-Z-I-E-R, with the word senator. You have the Majlis, M-A-J-L-I-S, Majlis, which is Moorish Parliament. All right? Moorish Parliament. And the Majlis is broken down to the House of Elders. House of Elders. The word senator means elder. S-E-N means elder. Senior. Senator means elder. So you have the Majlis, the House of Elders, would be analogous to the Senate. And you have the House of the Representatives here. All right, so the Europeans have what? Superimposed the Moorish government with these modern titles. So if you don't know the history, it appears, because of the false history in social engineering, that the Europeans are the founding fathers, and they Independence Day, and July 4th, and they celebrating the birth of the country and so forth. So that's been planted over and over and over again. All right? But in fact, this is the Moorish government. Once again, naturalization is not a power of any corporation. Executing laws, legislating laws, interpreting laws, import, export, not a power of any corporation. We have, give me some others, immigration laws, naturalization laws, trade and commerce, international trade and commerce, Coinage Act. Those are powers of the Moorish government. Right. So they're sitting in your seat. So what I'm trying to do, hopefully I'm successful in conveying the idea that the actual seats belong. And those seats are United States representatives, but not the seat. So we can't just say United States is not. If you want to clear it up to those who don't know, how do you get this across to the millions of our people? By saying United States ain't going to get it done. Why? Because they've been conditioned to refer to the United States as a nation or government or country. So you say United States, country, nation, government, country, nation, government. Even when you say the United States is a corporation, it's family. That ain't going to get it done. One, our people think they came on some slave ship somewhere. That's one. In fact, I broke it, but that's all right. That's all right. I was in the gallery the other day, and I was talking to my boy Rodney. He has a stand in the gallery at Philadelphia. And his brother came by, and he was talking about Stephen A. Smith. You know, Stephen A. Smith is a sports personality. And he's talking about something to the fact that someone was saying the brother couldn't understand how a flag, he's calling the Star Spangled Banner a flag. So I'm going to use his words. He's referring to when the brother says flag, he's referring to the Star Spangled Banner or any flag. Star Spangled Banner is not a flag. He's referring to even any flag in general. He said, I don't understand how a flag, you know, is more important than human life. So I said to him, I said, brother man, you're looking at a flag, or in this case, the Star Spangled Banner, as a piece of material. If somebody lost relatives in the Gulf War, Korean War, or you did, and somebody was in the military standing here right now, they would be upset with you. You see the flag, or any flag, as a piece of material. What does it represent? It stands for a flag of any nation would be a national standard. It stands for human life. It stands for the protection of human life. It's not just a piece of material. Now, I went home and I'm lying in bed. I'm like, why does the brother see it that way? I know how he sees it, but why does he see it that way? I said, I think I know why he sees it that way. Because we've been lied to, that we came on some slave ships, was transported on some slave ships, and that the Europeans used us as forced labor to build this country. He can't identify with any flag. If he could identify with the Moorish flag, I don't think he would. I truly believe his position would change. I was once where he was 25 years ago. I was in his shoes 25 years ago. I understand the importance of a flag. I honor it. I would die. I would die for this flag. And I think he would too if he understood like I did. So he doesn't identify with any flag, but he sees a flag, any flag, as a piece of material where I don't. If you had a Moorish flag up here right now and somebody stomp over their ass, I will kick their you know what. If you stomp for that Moorish flag in front of me, trust me, but Abdullah is just whoa. It ain't no just nothing. No more that, it ain't no just no material nothing. And we can't see it like that. And Trump kids will kill because that's that. Go to any other nation state that's material. You see. Because it ain't that. But I understand the brother's position. I understand the brother's position. All right? So I wanted to offer that to you because it had bothered me, but I understand his position. He's not aligned with where I am emotionally tied. I'm connected to this Moorish flag and will defend it. He's not connected to anything that he would defend like that because he doesn't see the Star-Spangled Banner as his anyway because after all, the white man, as he would say, brought us over here by force to the slaves and they made us work. They took us out of our land, out of our homeland, and they brought us over here, so that's where he's at. But he doesn't have a connection to this land, all right, that's why he sees it that way. Because everybody doesn't see it the way he sees it. You know what I mean? All right? So I wanted to clarify this, that we need to be very clear that the Europeans have traded places with us. The European Shriners' official greeting is what? So when you see a European male, what you going to say to them? And they better not. That's documented in their official handbook is what? They trade place with you. What names do they use for their 206 shrine temples throughout the world? Moorish names. Eastern is not a nationality. Eastern is not a nationality. No, that's not a nationality. What headdress do they wear? Oh, the Moorish fairs and turbans. Because you'll have some that will have the fez and turban wrap. And other pictures you'll say, just Google. All right? The Mystic Order of the Veiled Prophet, there's over 130 of them. Established at Hamilton, New York in 1889. What fez do they wear? What headdress do they wear? Moorish fez. They've traded places with us, and they're going to play dumb. They're going to play dumb. It's not to their benefit to wake you up. They still have some control, and not to their benefit. But I give a rat's you know what. All right? Did I clarify that? All right? So knowing that so when you talk about immigration laws, that power belongs to you. They are writing the laws today. You know that. And they're writing it for the benefit of Europeans. We understand that. I'm just talking about the power, though. The power. So they're using your seat of government, your Moor seat of government, to benefit themselves to what? Or subjugate you from your Moor seat, right? And also by what? What they do, to subjugate you, they use your Moorish power and your Moorish seat and what? Created the race and ethnic standards for federal statistics and administrative reporting in 1974. Also, Native American Act. So they're using your seats of power to legislate color of law. They're using your seat of power and your sovereign power to legislate color of law that benefits Europeans. They use your power in the early 1900s to write immigration laws that allowed Eastern European people from Eastern Europe to come here. And where did it go? Island. They use your more seats of power and your more sovereignty to suppress nations. Yeah, we can't allow the Haitians to come over. See? To benefit Europeans. Tremendous power and tremendous wealth they have control, but it's your power. So I can't allow you to walk around thinking that this is some European government. This ain't no United States government. This is the Moorish government. They would like for you to continue with that social engineering mindset that this is the United States. The United States government. Yeah, the Moors got to have their own government. Yeah, the Moors got their own government. You in it? Where's your government? Talking European. Where's your government? Don't say, this is the Moorish government. This ain't your government, my birthright. Now, you want to be, as far as a naturalized Moorish citizen, that's fine. Naturalized Moorish citizen. So United States citizen is not a true citizenship of any nation, country, or government. So in truth, anyone claiming, even Europeans, to be United States citizen, they are not in truth a citizen of that United States citizen. That term does not identify them as a citizen of any country, government. How are they getting it off? The occupying powers are in your seat. How are they getting it off? So, yes, United States citizen. Any questions? I don't know what I'm talking about.
So that's
Why bring this knucklehead here? Whatever y'all want to say.
He's saying that he wants to check that all false the citizens of this country, United States citizens. It's because of the people occupying our seats that he chooses of his choice that he can't take.
Yeah, but he's using our Moorish Grand Wazir seat to push colonial agenda. He's attacking, quote-unquote, Muslim countries. So they're using your seat again to make European occupation of your land, and also what? Going to what? Colonize and occupy other lands. Talk to me, brother.
Also on the news,
Wow.
you didn't refer to people from the contract.
Who's he?
The so-called President Trump.
All right, the substitute Moorish man right there, Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. You refer to what we call Africans. You refer to all the whatever people as their country, as their nationality. Somalia. You put it on the list. You said Somalia.
Syria.
He named them by their nationality, by their country. He didn't call them Africans, or he didn't call them. Well, text sometimes he says the Middle East, but when you saw the list, you saw the national.
Well, of course, because it's political, because you have to identify the sovereignty. You have to identify the nation state. That's what he was identifying the nation state. Right. You're not going to say African nation. That's.
No, when they come in, they refer to them as African. We call them African. We call ourselves African American.
All right, hold on. Hear me out. The brother said when they come here to our Moorish land, our Moorish country, that they, our brothers and sisters, in what they call them Africa, continent Africa, refer to themselves as Africans. To you, they do, in personal conversations, but not on paperwork, fam. To you, they do. See, and one-on-one conversation at stores on 125th Street, on stores at the 125th Street, they'll say they're African. But at the naturalization office, they're not saying that. They're going to what? What are they going to write? What are they going to write down? Or are they going to write down African at the naturalization office? Thank you. But they're going to say at the stores. Right. So that don't count. Because they're saying at the store in front of you doesn't count. What are they? Yeah, you're going by stores. What they said, stores. That don't count. Because that's not what they're classified. That's not what they're on official documents. That's not, African is not what they're classified as at the National Immigration Office. What they call United States Citizenship and Immigration Office. Am I right? In fact, let me finish. At what they call the United States Immigration Office Services, they'll give them paperwork. And on the paperwork that they're given, and I'll bring this in, and this is also being one of my books coming out next year, about 5 or 6 of them. It's online. The word a box. I'll show you. A box. All right? They have a box with nationality on it. So you don't see this at your job, right? You don't see, you'll never see this type of paperwork at your job. Right? But at the Immigration and Naturalization, they have a box for them to identify their nationality, and also a box, nation of origin. But when they're at the job, they have what? Race. One of my former co-workers, Moor classified as Spanish. More classified as Spanish, Hispanic, Latino. As I explained this to her, race and ethnic standards and black, white, red, brown, and yellow, calling me, Spanish, there, broke all this stuff down. She said, I understand what you're saying, Mr. Bey, and what she truly did. But we have to. We have to. I mean, we have to use the race classification, Mr. Bey. At the naturalization office, they identify their nationality, nation of origin, but at jobs, they'll classify, check off Hispanic. Now, they're not going to make any waves. After all, they're coming from poor countries. Mexico, Cuba, Dominica, Ecuador, Honduras. That natural person is not going to make any waves. They're coming from poor countries. They see themselves in a better position over here than there is in Ecuador, Mexico, and El Salvador, or Costa Rica. So they're not going to. Moor, Colombian. Moor, born and raised in Colombia. We was in the bathroom. And I was talking about the fact that Colombia is an American republic, an American state. He said, you're right, Mr. Bey, but see, it's a but. You're right. But I understand the but. He's not going to fight. He just wants to work. He comes from a poor country, and he's not going to say, yeah, Yeah, Donald Trump's not an American president. He's not going to do the RVBey thing. He's not going to go RVBey on him. He just wants to work. He's not going to make any waves. And of course, I don't expect him to, because then, once you start, you're looking at, possible deportation for him. You know what I'm saying? No, you got to understand how so they're not going to, they'll say, you're right, Mr. Bay, but. So keep in mind that everybody's not dumb. Everybody's not dumb. Since I just thought of something. I was in the library the other day. A European who frequents the library, as I do, from libraries where I work on my books. He was asking me he said, well, why don't you get your book in the library, because I can't afford it, but I'll be able to read it if you have it, talk to the librarian, which I did the next day to put my book, so they're going to have my book at the Camden Library, Rutgers campus. In 2 weeks, it takes 2. She explained to me the process. It takes 2 weeks to get the number. They're gonna catalog. They're gonna give me a catalog number of my book, so people can I gotta give them another copy. So they're gonna check out one copy. One copy is gonna be used to check out, and another copy is gonna be used for reference, that you can come in and read. Because people are inquiring about my book, they can't afford it, so they want to be able to get it. All right. So you also have some homeless people there that go to our library, so they can't afford it, but they're interested in the book. So that's what I did. So anyway, we were talking about. He said to me, he says, "Well, what's your book about? Is it about trashing religion?" I said, "Hold on, brother, man. I'm not mad. Let me preface that. I'm not mad. Let me say this. Now, questions don't come out of thin air. There's no jest, nothing. No jest. I want to know. No. So I want to ask you. I want to answer the question, but I want to know what made you ask me that question. Is my book about trashing religion? He said, "Well, I was hoping that it was." I said, "Your thing." He said, "I was hoping that your book was about trashing religion because everybody else, they write a book about their religion better than their other people's religion." I said to him, all right. Well, I do have a book coming out called The Masonic Compass Square and the Connection to Timekeeping and Measurement that's coming out at the end of the year. And that deals with the astronomical, mathematical origins of the cross, as an example. All right, and I said the cross is a diameter, and before I could finish, he finished for me. I was surprised. This European finished my statement. He explained, he understood the original use of the cross. How does he know this? I said, damn, everybody's not dumb. How does he know this? I'm brother. I was already surprised, to find a commoner that knows that. I was surprised. And then I also said to him, I was also the two pillars, the Boaz and Jachin, they marked the winter solstice and summer solstice. The summer solstice, he said, "What do you think, I'm dumb? Because you think I'm a poor white guy, because you think I'm a poor white guy, I don't know what a solstice is?" I said, "Well, I didn't want to assume that you know what a solstice is." But I'm like, "Yeah, I know what a solstice is. Yeah, winter solstice, summer solstice." Yes. I'm like, all right. So what I observed is that Europeans are more astute in certain areas than we are. What I observed at the library, those Europeans read. I'm talking about, no, I can't say some. I'm talking about, you can't, I'm talking about what I observed. I didn't say Europeans read. I said what I observed at the library where I attend, because you couldn't challenge that, because you have to be there to challenge it. Right. The library where I attend, the Europeans who attend that library, because you have quite a few Europeans, also Asiatics, they live in homeless shelter. All right? They attend that library at Camden, New Jersey. They read. Our people don't. What I also observed, the ones who were inquiring about my book are Europeans. I wish I was lying.
Why do you think that?
When they're readers, well, ones at the library, they're readers. You know, I'm serious. And it was the European that suggested I talk to the librarian. He suggested I talk to the librarian because he wanted to read it. He just can't afford it, get it. So if he is at the library, he can read it because they come to the library and they don't check out books. They go to the book, they read, and they come every day and they read and all right, put the book back on put the book in the book. They actually put it back on the shelf so they know where it is. They come back the next day and read. All right, yes. So he's looking to do the same thing with my book. Come in, the library, get my book, read, put it back on the shelf, read, right. You can't afford it, which is fine, you'll be at the library. Europeans. All right, so I just wanted, all right. I also observed that my European co-workers, and you're talking about over about 700 co-workers. That's Europeans and Asiatics. There's a lot of European teachers. A lot of Europeans are teaching in Camden City schools. The staff, it's 50-50. The staff at any school, the teaching staff at any school at Camden is 50-50. 50% Europeans. You're talking about a predominantly Moorish community. Moorish, Spanish, and Puerto Ricans. 50% of the teachers are Europeans at any school. How do I know that? Well, we have staff meetings. So all the teachers are in the auditorium at staff meetings. And and I'm at different schools, I'm like, wow. And you can clearly see it's like a 50-50. You do just like an eye test. Just like, wow. It's like 50-50. They make sure they have jobs. They make sure they have jobs. All right? So I'm going to move on. All right, any questions before I move on? Yeah, Europeans are more astute in certain areas of history, law, civics, even astronomy and so forth than we are. Like we're like, Europeans are not totally spooked up. We are. We're spooked. Europeans are not like that. They're not. Europeans are not, generally speaking, Europeans are not as spooked and mystified as more classified black, Negro, colored, African American, Latino. All right? They're not. Now the question is, why not? They've been giving, they've had access with in their lodges. In their lodges, in Eastern Star chapters, and Daughter of Isis chapters, the Daughter of Isis would be the Prince Halls. That's Prince Hall, Daughter of Isis. That's Asiatic. They have more access to information. They're used to ruling. They see themselves in position of power. The textbook shows them that. The textbook shows them that they are in position of power. The Constitution Center at Philadelphia, National Constitution Center at Philadelphia shows them that. The Independence Hall at Philadelphia shows them that. Valley Forge Historical Society shows them that. So they have a different mindset than we are. They have a mindset of belonging, that this is theirs. Our mindset is we were forced over here and made to work, you know. So it's different. We talked about this last week. I'm speaking generally. All right. You know what I'll start doing? And I thank you for that, brother, because you keep saying some of us. The numbers are, brother, man, be honest with you, bro. I hear you. Trust me, fam. The what I'm saying is, all right, let me say this, fam. I'm just gonna, because I gotta be forthcoming, bro. We have not been able to effectuate change, bro. I mean, so you're saying the numbers, I don't know what that means. I'm not being facetious. When you say numbers, the numbers have to translate into power. Right. I mean, you're saying, you throwing numbers at me means nothing to me unless those numbers are translated into power. And that the power would be the force. Power would be where you can mobilize and then you can effectuate change. All right? Political change. That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what I know about power. Unless you got a different definition, give it to me, because that's what I know. I may be wrong, but I'm saying that's my understanding of power. I mean, unless you can effectuate change, what are we talking? Because that's what this movement was. Brother, it pains me, and I was talking about this earlier. It pains me that I can only count on two hands, maybe 10 fingers, the number of nationalized Moors who've written books from 1913 to 2017. 1913 to 2017. So about a period of 104 years. And I believe that if more of us from 1913 to 2017 have produced literature and distributed literature and marketing, that they can go on Barnes & Nobles, Amazon, and get about 100 different books written by nationalized Moors. And our platform would be known more. Raleigh said, in order to change, people must change their literature. We sure haven't done a good job in that. And keep in mind, RVBey and Abdullah is recent. From 1913, because Taj was born in what, 1950s? So when Taj was born, these rumors were already over 30, 40 years old. That's when he was born. You got RVBey, Noah Ali, RVBey, Noah Ali, RVBey, Noah Ali. I'm talking about from 1913 to 1970. RVBey, Noah Ali. That's pathetic. It's pathetic, man. And I really believe that if we had more people, if it was 100, if there had been 100 of us from 1913 to 2017 that had written one book, 2 or 3 books, we've been a different, because, and I know all people don't read. I know that. Yeah, but literature does something, though, man. All right, so let me move on. All right, because then there's some things I get frustrated about, and I don't want to express that frustration. All right. So are we clear on the use of the cross? All right. Now, yes. Now there is a fallacy called etymological fallacy. The logical fallacy called etymological fallacy. And that fallacy states that the original meaning cannot be used, that it's a fallacy to use the original meaning as its current meaning. I don't agree with that. I'm going to challenge that. All right? So you have, on the left side, I'm writing historical meaning. On the right side, right column, I'm writing present day / current meaning. And my question would be, who wrote this fallacy? Why was the fallacy written? Is the fallacy true? All right, they said that, and is it true? Let's use epistemology. All right, you said that, so can we analyze this fallacy in the context of epistemology? Epistemology, E-P-I-S, epistemology. Epistemology. All right, epistemology. I-E-P-I-S-T-E-M-O-L-O-G-Y. That's a philosophy, how one knows knowledge. How one knows knowledge. So was this fallacy measured up to epistemology? They said it is a fallacy to use the historical meaning as the present day meaning. Is that based in epistemology? All right? Epistemology you have is based in epistemology? All right? The fallacy is based in epistemology. All right.
That's how one knows knowledge. Well, I was taught social engineering, right? I was reading the logic.
But epistemology is based in, if you're looking at epistemology, you're looking at imagery. All right, let's say, give an example of epistemology. You have the bull's horn, what they call the letter A. So you turn it upside down, which is the proper way, which is a bull's horn. So epistemology would look at, well, how did this come, what is the original application of this image here? How does a society come to know what they know? How they acquire their knowledge? All right? We're talking about from an ancient perspective. All right? Their rituals or folk ways, more ways, signs and symbols. All right? This precedes etymology. This is oral traditions. This precedes etymology. All right, because we're looking at signs, symbols, rituals, oral traditions. All right? Let's see epistemology. All right. We have the word nice. All right. So let's look at the word slave. All right. So slave is an Eastern European nationality. But we're saying, well, someone said, well, that's an etymological fallacy. You can't use the historical meaning as its present-day meaning. The present-day meaning of slave is one who is subject or put in bondage. So Abdullah, you cannot use its historical meaning. That's a historical fallacy. That's an etymological fallacy to say that the present-day meaning of slave is that it's an Eastern European nationality. That's a historical fallacy. Is that based in epistemology? That you can take the historical, that you can ignore the historical meaning, that the historical meaning has no relevance to today. That historical meanings have no to today. Let's move on. This is 2017. Don't worry about 1,500 meanings, 1,300 meanings, meaning back in the 1200s, all right, 800, all right, 700, 300. This is 2017. We got to work on present day. Is that technology? And who is setting that? Who is setting that? What body of people is setting that as a standard? Follow me here. All right, I'm going to steal this. I'm taking the brother's pen, his cell phone, and his pen and his book. I have just stolen it. So, all right, let's do this, brother. Stand up for me, brother. Let's do this. Let's do this. All right. Now, we're going to set a rule that you can steal anything you want. All right? So he goes around, he steals. All right? Now, I'm fast enough, and I get most of y'all. He only get because he's slow, he only gets 4. He's only able to take from 4 of y'all, whereas I'm able to take from 20 of y'all. Right? And then I say, no more stealing. I say to him, yo, brother, man, no more stealing. It's innocent. It's power over here. Woo! Up to the stealing. He got this little thing over here. And I say, no more stealing. All right, the point I'm making, all right, the point. The Europeans are stolen your birthright. How kind of him. He has oppressed you and has used symbolography, words of art, to steal, to create culpable jurisdictions, right? He says, you can't use the historical meaning. You can only use present-day meaning. You know what? I created the present-day meaning. So now I'm going to tell these dummies that they can't use the historical meanings anymore. But they don't know that I created the present-day meaning to suppress history, culture, their philosophy. I created color of law. They don't know that. So, of course, they're going to agree with me because these dummies over here don't know, they only know present-day meaning. That's all they know. Don't tell them, all right? I just need y'all to see this. So who created this fallacy? Of course, we go to schools under their jurisdictional control, and we're soaking up everything they're telling us, and we come out with papers called degrees, as I did, 2 of them, and then we say, oh, I'm educated. And we regurgitate, we regurgitate race matters, Cornell West. Race matters. Now, Cornell West, did he study where the modern concept of race came from? Carl Linnaeus and the political agenda behind it? Or is he just regurgitating? Hey, we ain't questioning anything. Which I don't expect us to, because we're 18 years old in college. We're 18 years old, freshmen in college, 19, 20, 21. We don't have any power, you know. We're trying to get a job. We don't have a job, no finance. We're not questioning no teachers. You have no power to question teachers. You're trying to get a job. They got this. I got mine. So you have not written a dissertation. No, you defended or anything. So you really go challenge. Which I understand that. But he's been out of Cornell West, been out of school for quite some time. All right. So this is epistemology, how one knows knowledge, and that is etymology is subordinate to this. All right, because epistemology deals with, I said, folk ways, more ways, signs, symbols, rituals, oral tradition. All right, see epistemology. The hieroglyph, the Egyptian hieroglyphs that we call them alphabets. And we will call, and I say, well, what is this? Identify this. We'll say A. We're wrong. Because A doesn't identify it. All you did was give me a modern sound. Give me a name, whether it's in Hebrew, Egyptian, whether it's in Arabic, Aramaic, that'll be close. All right? But A is just the modern English sound. B, modern English sound. C, modern English sound. D, modern English sound. That doesn't identify. So epistemology, so we would teach us what we would do at more schools. We would have what? The hieroglyphs along the wall, like they have in school today, right? We will have what? This can be taught to 3-year-olds. So they got that in preschool. So they had the what? And along the wall preschool. Well, could we have in preschool, right? Right? And lips. You say, well, Hebrew, Arabic, and it had what? Bull's head. It had the picture. The name. Now, the 3-year-olds can't learn that? 3-year-olds can't learn that. Remember, it's going to be taught every day. It's not going to be taught in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, every day. Right. So now you're putting the culture component in it. That's epistemology. I've got to give you that's epistemology. So now what? A 3-year-old on epistemology. Because they what? Learning what? The original function of the glyph. The names in different languages. And that's over their head. if you believe them, you should please. Come on, y'all, over their heads. And you ain't going to do it in 1 day or 1 week. And you would have, each one would, just like they do now, you would have, and then what? You would do narratives. So that what? You would write stories for them, for each one. Don't tell me that can't be done. Do not tell me that can't be done. I just don't have the time. That's all. I don't have time. That's all that is. I can write a narrative, but I don't have the time. All right? So I just want to, so we can clear what epistemology is. Any questions? And this is help in studying, y'all. I ain't off the subject. This helps in studying. No. He's gonna ask anyway, so it doesn't matter if he's gonna ask anyway, now. I gotta walk over here too because so they can hear you. Yes.
And you can help me understand this. So the meanings of the words that's given to us, we have to go back in history to understand, or is it because the colonizers changed the meaning of what they want us to have?
Yes.
Now the reason why I'm asking this is because I might have to get a lawyer to understand the paper that I got for eviction yesterday, to understand it because of the wording that's on it. Or what is it that they have done us in with this wording in the paper? And to understand our children are not properly fit to be read and to teach and to understand. So we will find that some of us are pulling out, yes, studying, like myself, who did not get an education, only because of Moor being able to understand and teach in this system. Yeah, we can find the tubes until you get an attitude and learn to understand. But what I'm asking, hold on.
All right, I do it. All right.
What I'm asking, what is it to change? Because some you're saying this is the new meaning in the dictionary?
Yes.
Okay.
They create. You have. I gave about a month ago when I was here in March. I gave a YouTube I gave a book that you can Google about how judges use dictionaries. You were here. You have it in your notes. I don't have my book with me, and I can't remember the title. So this goes, it's in your notes. You were here. In March, when I was here in March, the fourth Wednesday of March, words, something. All right. Judges, there's this article, very good article, where the author was showing how judges use, and actually the use of various dictionaries that the judges use arbitrary, that they would actually, because we're thinking that they're all looking at just Black's Law dictionaries, but they take an arbitrary approach to looking up different dictionaries, because there's no systematic approach. The author didn't mention any systematic approach that the judges use to define particular words that they would use various dictionaries. And so the question would be, well, how are they deciding on what dictionary to use? I mean, is there a systematic approach to deciding what dictionaries to use? 17-something Johnson's dictionary was there. Are they using 1828? Thank you. Thank you.
How courts can use dictionaries in accordance with textualist principles.
Yes. War. Let me. All right. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I got it. There we go. Where is it? War words. How courts can use dictionaries in accordance with textualist principles. War are words. How courts can use dictionaries in accordance with textualist principles. You can YouTube that. I'll Google that. And also you want to Google the original meaning of the Commerce Clause. Both of these are very good. The original meaning of the Commerce Clause by Randy Barnett. He's a law professor at Georgetown University. Yeah, the Commerce Clause. Commerce Clause. The original meaning of the Commerce Clause by Randy Barnett. Google that. And what Randy Barnett does is that he shows how the word commerce, he actually shows that the word commerce has been given extended. That word agriculture actually has been included into the definition of commerce, and that there are Supreme Court judges that are playing a political football game, manipulative game. You have the originalist and you have the constructionalist. And an originalist is one who will analyze the word at the time in which the document was written. That the time in which the Constitution was written, what is the meaning of that word at the time in which it was written? Where a constructionist would take the approach that society changes, so we have to use the word will take on a different meaning. The word has to be adapted to its modern society. That's the constructionist. All right? So the commerce, agriculture, unconstitutionally, has been included into commerce. So then once again, they're using words again. So Randy Barnett shows that one of the judges used the 1700 Johnson Dictionary to define commerce, and that definition, agriculture is not included in commerce. So the question is again, how are they deciding on what dictionaries to use? Well, we're not going to use any dictionaries in the 1700s. We're only going to use dictionaries from 1950 to 2017. I'm just so that's for a point of discussion. How are they deciding? So they say, well, we're only going to use dictionaries, all right, from 1950 to 2017. We're not going to use the Johnson Dictionary 1700s and 1828 New International Dictionary. We're not going to use 1928, 1918, 50, 8 Webster's. How do they determine what dictionaries to use? That's what they're doing, fam. That benefits them. So they've used commerce. They've included agriculture and commerce to steal your birthright. Because farming is not included in commerce. So what? So they can extend. So they what? This is jurisdiction now. All right, jurisdiction. They included agriculture into commerce, what so they did? They expanded the jurisdiction of commerce. They expand or what? Restrict through definitions. Expand or restrict. It's a political agenda. Please, fam, look at these articles. I'm going to read the original meaning of the Commerce Clause. What we're going to do, you know what? Next time, we're going to analyze, the next class will be analyzing these articles. I will try to make copies, yes. The original meaning of the Commerce Clause, all right. So the war of words, I'll slow it down. How courts can use dictionaries in accordance with textualist principles. So we're gonna analyze both of these articles next time. That'll be the entire class. Textualist principles. Because this is what they're doing. I got to show you something that they're doing. I'm not going to make stuff, just show you something that they're actually doing that you're not aware of. Principles. Thank you, brother.
What is a judgment decision on something, and it's not based on facts and the law. So why can't a judge put down why the case is dismissed or whatever?
They have to do that. They do that. They have to do it. Well, they're supposed to, particularly if they're dissenting, they're supposed to indicate why they're dissenting. All right? Any other questions? Criticisms, comments? All right. Yes?
I wanted to know the etymology of the word king, K-I-N-G.
That's English form. K-I-N-G's English form. R-E-G, regal, royal, that's coming from the French form. Raji, which is Sanskrit. Yes, Sanskrit. Yeah, Raja. Yes, Sanskrit. All right. This is Old English is C-Y, I think it's C-Y-N-N is the Old English form, C-Y-N-N of king. You take it, you can trace it through the various Indo-European, the Germanic languages, and trace it back to the Sanskrit. All right? Any other questions? Yeah, denotation, connotation. Now, I mentioned in March, yes.
I was going to ask you to do an example with the word Christian.
Oh, you know what? I went away from that, didn't I? Oh, my God. Damn. Wow. You know, you did it, man. No, we're good, though. Let me pray. Good, I need to be clear. Oh, man. That was I never finished it. Damn. All right, let's go back. Someone, about a year and a half ago, a sister emailed me and said that I'm a sellout to the Moorish movement because I teach that Moors are Christians. All right. You have Christ, Christian, Christianity. You have Egyptian Kalas, C-K-A-R-A-S-T, Kalas, Sanskrit Krishna, K-H-R-I-S-N-A. All right? So, first of all, it's not European word. So that's first. Let's not even deal with meaning right now. All right? First of all, it's not a Greek word in origin. It's not a English word in origin. French word, Latin word. We're talking about the word, the origin of the word. That's the language. So the word didn't originate with the Europeans. So since the word didn't originate with the Europeans, how can it identify with the Europeans? It didn't originate with them. The word, not you talk about meaning, the word. All right, just like the word Aryan. Just give me another word, Aryan. Iran, the word Iran is derived from Aryan, Sanskrit. All right, Aryan means noble. Noble. All right? So, yeah, I saw, those skinheads. Yeah, they belong to the Aryan race. See how they distorted the meaning? How they distorted the meaning? See the control? See the control? How they distorted the word? A word that is sublime, that's a title of nobility, has been reduced to a word of hate, killing, murder. I mean, so fear, they injected fear into it. I mean, let me give the Europeans a hand. I mean, I'm just saying, fam. The word means noble. Sanskrit, look it up. Look up. All right? So, give me that. So you have Karas and Krishna. Karas, the Egyptian. Now, karas is the oil. They use oil to smear the forehead. All right? Now, but that is a ritual, though. Smearing the forehead with oil is ritualistic. The oil is actually secreted in the brain. You see what they're doing, family? So now they took the word from you and legalized it. What they don't want you to know about the word, though. So they legalize the word so they can control it. They legalize it so they can control it. And say, well, yeah, you're a Christian. Yeah, George Bush is a Christian. Al Gore's a Christian. Hillary Clinton's a Christian. Ronald Reagan, Nancy Reagan, J. Edgar Hoover, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, John Jay, Abraham Lincoln, Pence, Donald Trump. they're Christian, all right? They legalized it. That's not the original application. All right, so you have Krishna, and it's also referring to melanin. Melanin. So George Bush can't be, Donald Trump and them can't be Christians. But the Christ rising in someone is the oil that's secreted in the brain, and that oil flows down to the sexual regions. So you want it is to get that oil flowing back up, that spinal fluid flowing back to the spines, the Christ rising in me. That's what they don't want you to know. So they legalize it to separate it from its science that deals with the activation of your higher mind, having nothing to do with anything political at all. So they created that meaning. So if the sister wants to call me a sellout, I still love the sister. But I'm not going to stop explaining what it means, and I'm not going to stop calling more Christian. You're a Christian. I will continue to call you Christian. You want to call me a sellout? I'll still love the sister. I will continue to write about it and talk about it. I'll put it in the paper with 50,000, pay 50,000. Finish your article, whatever it takes. Call me a sellout. I spent most of my adult life dedicated to this movement. I wrote, I'm talking. And to more than I love the sister. I will continue to call our people Christians. You want to call me a sellout? I'll still love you. Any questions? Yes.
Krishna, I heard that name before. Is that the same word they use for goddess or God in?
Yes. It's Sanskrit. Sanskrit. Right. Yes. Right. That's my whole point. Let's first talk about epistemology. It's just epistemology. How does one know? They're suppressing this. They legalized it worldwide. Jew. Yeah, we're going to check you off as Jew. And that's Tahuti. That's Tahuti. D-H, all right, W-T-H-Y. Yahuti, Tahuti, and Tahuti, or Tahuti, is the goddess of what? Higher thinking, reasoning, intuition, it has nothing to do with no political nothing. They created it. That's not the political apparatus. So I gotta bow down. I gotta bow down to their political apparatus that they created? What say it means? I don't teach what they say it means. So because I that every is so right, it's not. Questions? I'm a Christian and I'm proud of it. I'm not going to teach what they say it means.
Question. What is the difference between a language and a script?
The word language means tongue. Tongue. Tongue means tongue. All right? So, you can't. That's what it says, sign language. How can this be sign language? I'm not using my tongue. It's signs, but not sign language. I have to use my tongue. It's the etymology, that's all. Tongue. Tongue has to be involved. It's the signs. So it's the signs. Right. So you said a script. Now, there's a book called by HARLEM, Huron, forget his first name, The Alphabet as the Ancient, the astrological origin of the alphabet. How the alphabet is used as ancient calendar signs. The astrological origin of the ancient alphabet, how alphabet was used as ancient calendar signs. The astrological origin of the alphabet, how alphabets were used as ancient calendar signs. So once again, we have these scripts or hieroglyphs whose function was varied: agricultural, calendar, cosmological. See, this is what they're suppressing. This can be taught like videos. Epistemology. So now you you talk about what they call the alphabet. Now you're talking about cosmology, agriculture, astrology, astronomy, calendar sign. That's all involved. Come on, look at what they're suppressing, fam. Epistemology. They're suppressing. Oh, yeah, that's an A. No, man, that's the ancient modern English sound. So they're suppressing all that knowledge, family. Epistemology, how does one know? That's what they're suppressing. So this would be a script. Right. So you're talking about writing. So let me ask you a question. I'm not. No, hold on. Go. You ain't got to be clear. You were clear. The question on the floor is, what is the difference between a script and a language? Language, I'm going to etymology to explain the difference. Language means tongue. I have to use my tongue. Script, I don't have, what? There's no tongue involved because script means write. I don't have to use my tongue. There's no tongue involved. What language it is, that's the difference. All right? Haran, Haran, Huron. You'll find it. You can search by title and search by author. I'll give you both. All right. So we still on epistemology. Just giving you some solid references so you can understand epistemology and as a basis of study. Epistemology. Yes. Bind back. The etymology of the word religion is that religio means I bind. I bind. Again. Yeah, I bind again. Because religio, this is, you're looking at grammar here. You have there's three principal parts. There's four principal parts in Latin. So religio falls under the first principal part. That's your present tense. So that's I bind again. All right? That's religio. I bind again. All right? Did I answer that? All right? Another question. The real name for Christianity. Krishna, Kalas. Yeah, but the word Krishna still applies to you, though. You see, brother, all it is just a shift in sound. It's just a shift in sound, fam. It doesn't change the meaning. When you're transliterating, you're not changing meaning. You're just changing sound and form. That doesn't change meaning. It's changing sound and form. Because you can carry over that same meaning. You can shift the sound and form and maintain the same meaning. It's just all you shift. Yeah, you're shifting. You're looking at the phonology of one language to another, and so based on the phonological system of Dutch, English, Old English, Modern English, Latin. All right. So you have different languages have different phonological systems. So you have to. So when you're transliterating, you're finding a sound that's equivalent to the sound in one language from from Dutch to French. All right, that's all. Read name of Christianity?
The real name.
It's an L. It's an L.
Right.
Well, I gave you Kalas and Krishna. Kalas and Krishna. Kalas, Egyptian, Krishna, Sanskrit. Kalas and Krishna. Yeah, what's up there? Yeah, but that's... All right. That has nothing to do with the real name of Christianity. Once again, Kalas, Egyptian, Krishna, Sanskrit. That's 325. I'm talking 10,000 years. All right, you're talking about 325 AD. Look, you said, all right, I'm sure I said it had nothing to do with the name Christianity. 325 AD. How long ago was that? About 1,800 years, right? So 1,800 years, let's do math, 1,800 years, 10,000 years. Let's follow me. Now, how does Christianity have to do with this time period? And its origin. 10,000 years, so now we look at 325 AD. That's the what? That's 9,700 years ago. No, I'm talking about the difference in time period. Was that 9,700 years ago? There's a 9,700 700-year span gap. I'm just doing epistemology, fam. It's not complicated. I'm not doing something that's complicated. It's a 9,000 gap. How? Oh, because Europeans say it does. Oh, my bad. Oh, my bad. I forgot. Oh, that's right. They are the sovereigns. I forgot. What they say goes. I forgot. How stupid could I be? How stupid can I be? Because European authors wrote it that way. How stupid can I be? Authors European authors wrote it like that. European authors are saying that. But those European authors know this, like they know you're Moors. It's like those Europeans dissed me 20 years ago at Emily Ford's house. They dissed me at the beginning of the meeting of the class. These European males were dapping me up, welcoming me in. Now, during the course of the class, they were talking about Dred Scott. I raised my hand and made the issue of Dred Scott being plaintiff in error. It was not appropriate persona. He's classified as Negro. Therefore, he had no standing in law. After the class, those same European men, you know, what? Didn't want you on your side. Say you. Why are Europeans for the past 10 years allowing us to go into the lodges? The shrine was in 1870. The rock was 1889. Those are. Now, you look at the past 10 years, these Europeans are now welcoming us, the brothers, into their lives. You know why? Because they've been losing members. So if the act is not benevolent, they're using us. You think, go ahead. I ain't thinking like that. Because they got to show me. They got to show me. They got to show me Jack Clap. You got to built at Philadelphia, at Camden. I walk by these works. I walk by all these construction sites. They remodeled every building. Refurbishing the gallery. They've been closed for 2 years. European staff on 11th, they built up high rises, condos. I see all these workers. They're European males. We inject jobs. They go, and they go, those European for jobs. They go. And they go, jobs. And they get shit. They gotta show me Jack Clap.
What I was saying was, I got that after you did not feel more.
That didn't originate there, bro. Because word didn't originate there, pal. Yeah, and I asked him. No, I didn't write that. I didn't write that.
I didn't say it right. I'm talking about the new one called God.
I'm just saying I didn't write that, fam. Brother, all I'm saying I didn't write that, fam. That's all, brother. Look, I didn't write that, fam. I'm saying to you, brother, it didn't originate there. I gave you the time span. There's a 9,700 year gap. All right, thank you. All right.
I don't put nothing about behind that. I know what AB stands for.
Yeah, that's all. And one, BC doesn't fit. Once again, let's use epistemology. Let's use epistemology. You said some book, right? So BS? BS? I'm saying, let's clear up the business. BS? I'm about to BC. All right. Europeans, where are we getting this from? Europeans. Where are we getting this before Christ? From Europeans. Before, where are we getting it from? Europeans. That's once again. Hold on. That's you. You said. Hold on. BC, right? All right. BC. Before, all right. Now, 0 to 2017. Once again, 10,000 years. Krishna, Kalash. Krishna, Sanskrit. Classical Sanskrit, 10,000 years old. Kalash, you're looking at the Meta-Nectar, 10,000 years old. Over 10,000 years old. All right, so now, 0 to 2017. How can this mean before Christ when the word Christ goes back over 10,000 years? Fam, epistemology, fam. Come on, epistemology. What I'm saying is, they're orchestrating your world. So you're orchestrating your worldview. So your world is orchestrated by them, but they go beyond that.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's all, fam. So they're controlling the meaning or distorted the meaning of Christ and the history of the world. Its origin as far as its language of origin, which will give you what time period of its original use, when it was first used. When was the word Christ first used? Over 10,000 years ago. They're talking about, there's a book called The 16 Crucified Saviors by Kirsty Graves. They're not talking about, I'll thank you, Annie. She said I'm breaking up when I'm yelling. I apologize. It's just passion. I apologize, so I won't yell again. She said I'm breaking up when I'm yelling. So I apologize. I won't yell again. I lost my train of thought. I was 9647. Yeah, 16 Crucified Saviors by Kirsty Graves. So when they say there are many Christs, they're talking about the winter solstice. The winter solstice is the death of Christ, the sun. Where the sun is at its like I said, the European I talked to a lot, he understood. He's in fact explaining it to me, which I, it's where the sun is at its lowest point, or it's the sun is the furthest south from the equator. All right? So it's the furthest south, it's the furthest southerly point from the equator. All right? And it's all right, we talk about below the equator, the winter solstice. So it's the same story. Bacchus, Mithra, Peru, Zoroaster, Buddha, Confucius, Adonis. It's the same story. The same story worldwide. But it is not the story of the winter solstice. That's all it is. So that's when they say there are many Christs. That's what they're talking about. It's not family. There was no man that ever walked this planet. There's some Christ. That's you, fam. You're the Christ. 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 So once again, the oil secreted in the brain. So that apron that covers the lower three chakras is that the spinal fluid, as the spinal fluid rises through your breathing exercises, rises the spinal cord, medulla oblongata, and activates the higher brain senses. You're the Christ. But they got you thinking some blonde hair, blue eyes, straight hair. And so you have that concept of it, and you also have the concept of the actual sun, the death of Christ or Jesus, where the sun dies at its lowest point of declination. The most southerly point from the equator. And the summer solstice is what? The furthest northern point from the equator. That's all it is, fam. All right? It is 9:50. I'll take one more question. I hope I sound so good. All right? I hope I sound so good. One more question. Yes. Oh, you know what? Boss is going to instruct me. We're going to change my day. If he's going to be the second or third Wednesday. But, I talked to Ross today, and then she's going to, it's going to change. It's going to change. All right. Next month is going to change. He'll be here the second or third Wednesday. All right? And then Ross will give me that tomorrow. We'll talk tomorrow. Or she can text me right now. If you want to text me right now, Ross, and give me my date, be fine. I'm open, because I'm open either second or third Wednesday. It doesn't matter. So if you text me right now, I'll give it to you.
And how we open this year at the end of the month?
No, they just had a program. They had an event. That's all. So mixed up with the schedule. All right? And just another question. She hasn't texted me yet, so. All right. She's listening. One more question? Yes. All right.
Before Constantine and
No, what I'm saying, all right, let me say this. The brother asked the question. When they say BC, are they talking about Constantine? Millions of people throughout the world, if you were to ask them, what does BC stand for? What are they going to say? So we need to address that. Let's address what millions of people think and what we're told in writing. Because the authors don't like that. The authors write before what? Christ. So we need to clarify, we need to clear that up. So they're not saying before Constantine. All right? All right, so you want to close this out? Only because I have to take, I got to get, I don't want to miss my bus, Islam.
I want to left, you want to right, repeat after me. Allah, Father of the universe.
Allah, Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love. Truth.
Peace.
Freedom. And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector. My guide. And my salvation. By night. And by day.
Through his holy prophet.
To Ali. Also known as Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali. Allah. Peace and love.
Wake up.